In a small farm nestled in the heart of Botswana, a group of animals lived in peace. The farm was home to a variety of creatures, each with their own unique personality and quirks. There was a hard-working horse named Hestia, a timid sheep named Daphne, a chatty rooster named Callias, and a cunning fox named Xanthi. The animals were used to the monotony of their daily routine, but one day, everything changed. It all started when Hestia was getting her daily grooming from the farmer. As she stood there, she noticed something strange in the distance. She squinted her eyes and realized that a strange herd of animals was marching towards the farm. Hestia's heart started racing, and she quickly ran to the barn to tell her friends. Guys, come quick, you won't believe what I just saw," Hestia exclaimed. The other animals gathered around Hestia, eager to hear what she had to say. "There's a herd of animals heading this way. They're not from our farm. What do we do?" Hestia said, her voice shaking. The animals were shocked. They had never seen anything like this before. Callias was the first to speak up. "We need to go find out what's going on. We can't just hide in here," Callias said, as he strutted towards the barn door. Hestia and the other animals followed Callias as he led the way towards the herd of animals. As they approached, they could see that the animals were a mixture of different species, including a wise old elephant named Zareen, a mischievous monkey named Leaf, and a brave lion named Augustus. Augustus stepped forward and addressed the group of animals from the farm. "Friends, I am Augustus, leader of the revolution. We come from the neighboring country of Eritrea, and we have come to ask for your help in overthrowing the oppressive farmer who has been treating us unjustly." The animals from the farm were stunned. They had never heard of such a thing. Xanthi, the cunning fox, was the first to speak up. "What do you mean by overthrowing? Are you trying to start a war?" Xanthi asked, skeptical of the stranger's motives. Augustus chuckled and said, "No, my friend. We are not here to start a war. We are here to start a revolution for fairness, kindness, and justice." As Augustus spoke, Hestia's heart swelled with a sense of purpose. She had always felt that something was not quite right on the farm, but she had never known what to do about it. Now, with the help of the revolution, she felt that she could make a difference. "I'm in," Hestia said, as she stepped forward. One by one, the other animals from the farm joined Hestia. They were excited and nervous, but they knew that they were doing the right thing. As they prepared to set out on their mission, they were joined by two unlikely allies, an iguana named Isadora and a duck named Dario. Isadora was a shy creature who lived in a tree near the farm, while Dario was a curious bird who lived near the pond. They had both heard about the revolution and wanted to help in any way they could. Together, the group of animals set out on their journey. Determined to bring fairness and justice to their world. They traveled for days, facing many challenges along the way. But they never lost sight of their goal, and they were determined to succeed no matter what. One of the first challenges they faced was crossing a raging river. Hestia, being the bravest of them all, volunteered to go first. She waded into the water, her heart pounding in her chest. She took one step after another, her hooves slipping on the slippery rocks beneath her. Just as she was about to give up, she felt a strong pair of hands grab her and pull her to safety. It was Augustus, the leader of the revolution. "You're brave, Hestia," Augustus said, smiling down at her. "We couldn't have made it this far without you." Hestia blushed at the praise and smiled back. She knew that she was going to have to be braver than ever if they were going to succeed. As they continued on their journey, the group encountered many other challenges. They had to cross scorching deserts, navigate treacherous mountains, and dodge dangerous predators. But through it all, they never lost sight of their goal. Along the way, they also learned more about each other. They discovered that they each had unique talents and strengths that they could bring to the table. Xanthi, the cunning fox, proved to be an expert in stealth and cunning. Callias, the chatty rooster, was a great motivator and kept everyone's spirits up. Isadora, the iguana, was a natural mediator and helped the group work through their differences. And Dario, the duck, was always the first to volunteer for any task, no matter how difficult. As they continued on their journey, they encountered other animals who had also suffered at the hands of the farmer. They joined forces with these animals and became a powerful army, marching towards their final destination. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the group arrived at the farmer's house. They stood outside, their hearts pounding in their chests as they prepared for the final showdown. They knew that this was their moment of truth. It was time to prove that kindness and fairness could triumph over evil. The group of animals approached the farmer's house, their hearts pounding in their chests. They knew that this was it, the moment that would determine the future of their world. Augustus stepped forward and knocked on the door. The farmer answered, his face a mask of anger and surprise. "What do you want?" the farmer growled, glaring at the group of animals. "We've come to talk to you," Augustus said, his voice calm and steady. "We want to discuss a new way of life for all of us. A world where kindness and fairness rule instead of fear and cruelty." The farmer sneered at Augustus and laughed. "You're just a bunch of foolish animals," he said. "You don't have the power to change anything. Now get out of here before I call the dogs." The animals looked at each other, their hearts heavy. It seemed like all their hard work had been for nothing. But just as they were about to turn and leave, Hestia stepped forward. "Wait," she said, her voice ringing out across the yard. "We may be animals, but that doesn't mean we don't deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. We've suffered long enough under your cruel rule. It's time for a change." The farmer's eyes narrowed as he looked at Hestia. He could see the fire in her eyes, and he knew that she meant every word. He looked around at the other animals, and he could see the same determination in their faces. "Fine," the farmer said, his voice gruff. "I'll listen to what you have to say, but I make no promises." For the next hour, Augustus and the other animals laid out their vision for a new world. They spoke of fairness and equality, of kindness and respect. They told stories of the hardships they had faced, and they showed the farmer the errors of his ways. The farmer listened, his face unreadable. When they had finished, he was silent for a long moment. Then, to their surprise, he nodded his head. "You're right," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I've been a cruel and unjust ruler, but I'm willing to change. I want to be a part of this new world you're creating." The animals cheered and hugged each other, their hearts overflowing with joy. They had done it. They had brought about a revolution and a rise of justice. From that day on, the animals lived in a world of fairness and kindness. They worked together to create a world that was safe and just for everyone. They learned to trust each other, and they formed bonds that would last a lifetime. And as for the farmer, he proved to be a true ally, working tirelessly to make amends for his past mistakes. He became known as the Farmer of Justice, and he was loved and respected by all. The story of the revolution and the rise of justice became a legend that was passed down from generation to generation. And the animals who had led the charge were remembered as heroes, their names forever etched in the annals of history.